This is the most anticipated EV of the year. It's the Jaguar I-Pace, and it looks so good. Which is no surprise really, since Ian Cullum is behind this. And once again, he's done a magnificent job. Let me do my Ian voice here. This is the first ever battery-powered electric sports utility vehicle by Jaguar. Not bad, eh? And because it's electric, they were able to do some pretty neat tricks with the design. The wheels have been pushed as close to the corners as possible. The sloped roofline gives a coupe-like feeling, and the square tail makes it more aerodynamic and cool. The sunroof is really wicked. It makes the interior feel like a space capsule, and it has no cover. It really makes this interior feel very bright, during the day obviously, and also makes it very airy and roomy. And roomy it is, for real. The rear seats are very generous in terms of cushion comfort, legroom, and headroom, while they also offer hidden storage compartments for items like your tablets. The front seats are also very accommodating and support the body very well. The driving position is near perfect. It almost feels like I'm driving a sports car. And visibility would have been perfect if it wasn't for the rear window being a little bit too small. The interior is really well made, and fit and finish is very good too. And in a quiet EV, it is really difficult to make an interior that doesn't squeak or rattle. The technology on board works really well. The infotainment is very straightforward, it's easy to understand, but I only have 2 complaints. Accessing the menus on the instrument cluster is tricky when you're playing music from an external device, meaning that you can't do it because the controls are taken over by the music controls. Also, when you're in CarPlay, or I guess Android Auto too, you can't easily jump out of it and back to the car's menus, as there's no dedicated button to do that. Other than that, everything else is really good, and I really like it. And best of all, this thing is really nice to drive. It actually feels like a regular car. A very, very quiet and very, very quick regular car. Unless you put the simulated sound on, and then it sounds kind of spaceship-y. Listen to this. I feel like George Jetson. The 2 electric motors power an axle each, making it effectively all-wheel drive, but also propel it to 100 kilometers an hour in just 4.8 seconds. The 394 horsepower and 512 pound-feet of torque are enough to glue you to the seat every time you hammer the throttle. Performance in general is really good, especially once you realize that this thing weighs 4,500 pounds, which by the way is 1,000 pounds less than the Tesla Model X. The good thing is that this is not only fun when you gun it in a straight line, it's also lots of fun down twisty roads. This thing can actually handle. Thanks to the batteries being placed on the floor and between all wheels, the center of gravity is low, helping it hide its weight. The steering feels really nice. The brake pedal, weirdly for an EV, feels really linear and nice too. This thing really drives like a real jog. And you know what? It also rides like a real jog, because the 4-corner air suspension can really soak up those bumps. You can also raise it to off-road height and get some decent clearance for rougher terrain, so you can't blame them for calling it an SUV. The wheel sizes are massive. Look at these 20s, they rock. The trunk is also a really good size, and you also get a little frunk for smaller items. The estimated range on a full charge is 234 miles, which is 376 kilometers. But in reality, you'll be lucky to get a bit over 300. To charge the 90 kilowatt-hour battery pack, you'll need about 13 hours on a level 2, 230 volt charger. You can use a fast DC charger to get an 80% charge in about 85 minutes. That's not that bad. With an as-tested price tag of just over 100,000 Canadian dollars, the I-Pace is really an amazing car, and it's probably the most impressive thing I've driven this year. I wholeheartedly recommend you get one if such a car is what you're looking for. My overall rating will be 9.4 out of 10. Is this I-Pace fast?
Yeah.
How fast?
An I-Pace is like this fast. It's like
Seriously, that fast?
Like this.